In this video, we're going to start a new After Effects project, create a new composition, and then manually animate a text layer. So when you first open After Effects, just click New Project. In my After Effects, I usually just have it set to Window, Workspace, and then either Standard or All Panels. So once you're here, click New Composition, not New Composition from Footage, since we're just going to start making something from scratch. So click this. You can choose to rename your composition if you want. Otherwise, just keep everything the same over here and then press OK. And then you will see a blank screen appear with the same aspect ratio and background color that we selected when we clicked New Composition. So now let's try to animate some text. So first I'm going to select the text tool, which is up here and just this icon that says T. So I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to click inside my window here and drag to place a new text box. So now I'm just going to type some text here. And then using the properties over here, you can just change the text size, font type, color, whatever you want. I'm just going to use this. So now you'll notice that I have a new text layer that appears over here that just has the same name as whatever I typed here. You can choose to rename the layer if you'd like, but you don't have to. You'll also see that on the same level here, there's a big red bar. That's just the amount of time that our text will exist in the timeline. So you can see by default, it just shows up as the same length as the whole entire composition. And then this blue and gray bar over here is the length of our composition, but we can just leave that for now and we'll change it at the end. So this blue bar is our time indicator, so this just lets us scrub to different points of the video. Right now it all looks the same because we haven't begun animating anything. So I'm just going to move this back to the beginning, so 0 seconds over here. And now let's look over here again. So if you look at the text layer, you'll see this drop-down arrow, and then you'll see it show you another drop-down menu for text and transform. And in order to start manually animating our text, we're going to expand the transform menu right now. So now you'll see some more properties like position, scale, rotation, opacity. And so in order to animate, we're going to have to use something called keyframes. So in After Effects, you don't have to animate things frame by frame like when we did when we were making GIFs that one day in class. So keyframes allow us to specify a few points of transitions within an animation, and then After Effects automatically determines the necessary frames in between those keyframes. So to tell After Effects that we want to animate a specific property of our text object, we have to click the stopwatch button next to that property. So I want to animate the position of my text right now, so I'm going to click the stopwatch next to the position property. So now you'll see this little diamond appear over here and here, so that means we made our first keyframe. So I'm going to drag my text box over to the left side of the window. So if you're still in the text tool, you want to go up here and click Select. So basically the effect I want to do is have my text box go from here and then scroll into the video and stop at the center. So for my first keyframe, I want to move it to the side over here. So you can click and move it. You can also use the position numbers over here to move it. Alright, so now I want to add a second keyframe. I'm going to place it about 2 seconds from the start. So I'm going to move my time indicator to 2 seconds, and now I'm going to click the diamond keyframe button over here to add another keyframe. So now I'm going, for this keyframe, I want to move the position to the center. So I'm going to do that by dragging the number over here. Okay, so that looks pretty centered. So now we can actually play this back and watch what our animation looks like at this point. So if I drag my time indicator back to 0 and press spacebar to play, You'll see it takes about 2 seconds to come from the left side of the window to go to the center. So there's other things that you can add. So if I right-click on the second keyframe, and I go to this thing called Keyframe Assistant, I can add this property called Easy Ease. And what that does is it basically, as you're approaching the second keyframe, it'll start to slow down, so it'll kind of ease into the center, and it just gives it a little bit more of a natural dynamic movement. So you can probably see that there. And then I'm also going to click this button to add motion blur. A lot of people just add that to their animations to make it look a little bit more natural and polished. So those are the basic steps for starting to animate text. These steps are the same for if you're animating shapes or images or anything else in After Effects. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to use some of After Effects built-in presets and animation effects.